Listen to me for a moment and stay with me until the end, because what you are about to hear may touch a place in your heart that has been tired for a very long time. Maybe you have smiled in front of people while carrying silent fear inside. Maybe you have lain awake at night counting bills, replaying problems, wondering how much longer you can keep acting strong. But what if one small moment of faith could shift the weight you have been carrying? What if 2 quiet minutes, spoken with a sincere heart, could open a door you thought was locked forever? This is not about noise. It is not about showing off. It is about a hidden moment between you and God, a moment of trust, a moment of surrender, a moment that can change the direction of your life. So do not scroll away. Stay here. Listen closely, because before this message ends, you may hear the exact words your soul has been waiting for. And if this reaches you at the right time, then maybe it is not random at all. Maybe this is your moment. Maybe this is the hour when fear begins to lose its grip, when hope starts breathing again, and when your heart finally says, "Enough is enough. I am ready for change." Keep watching, because what comes next may feel simple, but simple things in God's hands can become powerful beyond imagination. My dear friends, keep this close to your heart. What you are about to hear is not something to treat lightly. It is not for mockery. It is not for careless ears. It is for the tired person, the burdened person, the one who has prayed before and wondered if heaven was still listening. This is not just an ordinary prayer. It is a quiet act of faith, a spiritual step, a deep call from the heart that says, "Lord, I cannot carry this alone anymore." And sometimes that one honest cry can do more than years of empty words. You may have felt stuck for so long that change seems impossible. You may have become used to stress, used to pressure, used to checking your account with fear. But hear this clearly: God does not need a long season to begin turning things around. He can move in one moment. He can open what has been closed. He can restore what has been delayed. He can send help from places you never expected. So take a breath, slow down, let your heart listen. This is not about trying a formula, it is about stepping into faith with sincerity. And if you do that, something begins to shift inside you first. That is where change always starts. Stay with me, because in this message, you are not just hearing words. You are stepping into a moment that can lift your spirit, steady your mind, and remind you that no dark season lasts forever. There have been people who said everything changed after they stopped speaking from panic and started speaking from faith. They were not perfect people. They were ordinary people with overdue payments, heavy thoughts, sleepless nights, and more questions than answers. Some were carrying debts they could not clear. Some were waiting for money that never seemed to come. Some had lost hope so deeply that even mourning felt heavy. But when they chose to pray with focus, peace began to rise where fear had been living. Then little things started happening. A delayed payment came through. A message arrived at the right time. A work opportunity showed up. A forgotten door opened again. To some people, it looked like coincidence. To them, it felt like mercy. And that is important. Because faith often begins before visible proof appears. It begins in the hidden place, where you decide that fear will no longer rule your mind. So if you are listening with a tired heart, do not dismiss this moment. Do not say it is too simple. Simple does not mean weak. Sometimes the smallest prayer spoken with real trust carries more power than 1,000 empty speeches. And if this message is reaching you while you feel pressed on every side, then maybe this is your reminder that heaven has not forgotten you. Keep listening, because in the next few moments, you are going to hear words meant not to entertain you, but to strengthen you. And if your heart is ready, stay all the way through, because the deepest part of this message is still ahead. There is a sentence I want you to hold on to with quiet confidence. I receive unseen provision even now. Say it slowly. Let it settle in your spirit. This is not about pretending problems do not exist. It is about declaring that your problems are not bigger than God's ability to provide. Too many people live only by what they can see. If the numbers are low, they panic. If the answer is delayed, they collapse inside. But faith looks beyond the present scene. Faith says, even if I do not see the answer yet, help is already moving. Even now, even here, even for me. And when you begin to speak like that, something changes. Your heart becomes steadier. Your mind becomes clearer. Your fear starts losing its voice. This does not mean every miracle falls from the sky in the same way. Sometimes provision comes through a new idea, sometimes through favor, sometimes through a phone call, a reopened connection, a job lead, a returned debt, a sudden kindness, or unexpected relief. The path may differ, but the source is still God. So do not box in the answer. Let Him move in His own way. If this is speaking to you, stay with me because we are going deeper. And I want you to listen like someone who truly expects a shift, not later, not someday, but starting now. Because when faith wakes up, even before your circumstances fully change, your spirit begins to breathe again. And once your spirit rises, you are no longer facing life from defeat. You are facing it from hope. Think about those nights when your thoughts would not let you rest. The bills on the table, the pressure in your chest, the fear of not having enough for rent, food, school, or the next unexpected expense. Those moments can make a person feel small, tired, and ashamed. But hear this with a clear heart. Your struggle is not proof that you are abandoned. Your hardship is not proof that your life is over. And your current lack is not your final story. Many people break not only because of money problems, but because fear keeps whispering that nothing will ever change. That is the real battle. And that is why prayer matters so deeply. Prayer is not just asking. Prayer is standing up inside, even while you are still trembling, and saying, I will not surrender my mind to darkness. I will trust God in this moment. I will give Him what I cannot control. So, right now, imagine yourself becoming still. No noise, no performance, just honesty. You place your hand over your heart and say, Lord, you see every unpaid bill, every hidden tear, every fear I have not told anyone. I give it all to you. Open a way where I see no way. Send help where help is needed. Release what has been delayed. Lift what has been crushing me. Give me peace while I wait and wisdom while I move. Let provision find me in the right way and at the right time. These words are simple, but when spoken with trust, they become powerful. Stay here because what you do with this moment may shape the days ahead more than you realize. I also want to say this clearly. This is not about chasing money as if money itself can heal the soul. Money can pay a bill, it can ease pressure, it can create breathing room, but only God can restore the heart. That is why the deepest miracle is not just provision in your hands, but peace in your spirit. Some people receive help yet stay afraid. Some see improvement yet still live in panic. Why? Because their outer life changed, but their inner world did not. So as you listen, let this message go deeper than finances. Let it break the voice that keeps telling you that you are doomed, that you will always live under pressure, that you are behind everyone else, that your future is closed. Those voices are heavy, but they are not final. Today can be the day you answer them with faith. Say this quietly if you need to. I will not build my future on fear. I will not accept hopelessness as normal. I am not forgotten. I am not finished. God is still working. Sometimes that kind of declaration is where the turnaround begins. And as your heart grows stronger, your eyes begin to see what fear kept hiding from you. You notice opportunities sooner. You make decisions with more calm. You carry yourself differently. Peace gives you sight. Faith gives you endurance. And that is why this moment matters. So do not leave halfway. Keep going. Because what begins as a prayer for provision can become the beginning of a whole new way of living, thinking, trusting, and moving through life. Now breathe deeply and let this prayer become personal. Lord God, loving Father, I come before you with the weight I have been carrying for too long. You know the debts I cannot solve alone. You know the needs in my home. You know the anxiety that visits me at night and the tiredness that follows me through the day. I have tried to be strong. I have tried to fix everything by myself. But today, I choose surrender over panic. I ask you to open the windows of provision over my life. Make a path where I cannot see one. Bring relief into my situation. Let delayed help be released. Let the right opportunity come. Let the right people appear. Let wisdom guide me and peace guard me. If there is a door I should walk through, show it clearly. If there is a step I need to take, give me courage. If there is something being held back, let it be loosened in your perfect time. I do not ask from pride. I do not ask for empty show. I ask for enough to care for my family, enough to breathe again, enough to stand with dignity, enough to help others when I can. Heal my thoughts as you help my circumstances. Break the cycle of fear. Remove the shame that has sat on my shoulders. Fill me with quiet confidence that you are already at work. And even before I see the full answer, let me rest in the truth that I am not alone. Amen. If that prayer touched you, stay with me because the next part is where strength begins to rise. One of the biggest chains people carry is not visible. It is the chain of a defeated mind. You can have a chance in front of you and still miss it if fear speaks louder than faith. You can have help near you and still feel alone if your heart has been trained by pain to expect the worst. That is why inner freedom matters so much. You do not just need open doors around you. You need a renewed spirit within you. Maybe for years you have heard inner words like these: you are not enough. You always fail. Life is harder for you. Nothing good stays. Do not hope too much. You will only be disappointed again. Those thoughts drain strength. They make a person shrink, but they do not have to stay. You can answer them. You can bring them before God and refuse to let them rule you any longer. So pray like this: Father, wash my mind from the language of defeat. Remove the fear that has become too familiar. Pull out the roots of shame, comparison, and quiet despair. Teach me to think again with hope. Teach me to expect good without guilt. Teach me to trust without falling apart every time something delays. Fill me with courage. Fill me with clean thoughts. Fill me with a calm spirit that cannot be controlled by numbers or circumstances. When this begins to happen, you start changing from the inside out. Your posture changes. Your words change. Even your presence changes. And many people miss this miracle because they are only watching for money. But sometimes the first answer is peace. Sometimes the first miracle is clarity. Sometimes the first breakthrough is that you wake up one morning and fear is no longer sitting on your chest the way it used to. There are moments in life when everything feels urgent. The bill cannot wait. The rent cannot wait. The need in your home cannot wait. In those moments, people often feel that they are out of time. But urgent need can become urgent prayer. And urgent prayer has a way of cutting through pride and bringing you to real dependence. If you are in that kind of hour, then pray with full honesty: Lord, I need you now. Not in a distant way, not as an idea. I need your help in my real life, in this real pressure, in this present need. Step into what feels impossible to me. Bring order where there is confusion. Bring provision where there is emptiness. Bring calm where there has been panic. Turn the tide of this situation. Send the answer by the path you choose. Let relief come. Let help arrive. Let today carry the beginning of change. That kind of prayer is not weak. It is strong because it is real. And many people have seen situations shift after moments like that. Not always in the exact form they expected, not always on the exact hour they demanded, but in ways so timely, so precise, so needed that they knew they were not carrying life alone. If you are still here, let me tell you something important. Do not quit just before the turn. Some people leave in discouragement right before the answer would have reached them. Stay steady, stay prayerful, stay open. Even if you feel tired, stay. because the story is not over, and what feels silent right now may already be moving behind the scenes. And when peace begins replacing fear, your whole life starts to feel different. You sleep more deeply. You react less from panic. You think more clearly. You notice what you missed before. That matters because peace is not passive. Peace is power under control. Peace keeps you from making desperate choices. Peace helps you hear wisdom. Peace lets you move with strength instead of chaos. So if your heart has been restless, ask God not only for provision, but for deep peace that can hold you steady while life shifts around you. Pray like this: Father, remove the spirit of fear from my thoughts. Teach me to breathe again. Teach me to trust again. When anxiety rises, remind me that you are still with me. When my mind starts running ahead into disaster, pull me back into your presence. Help me walk one day at a time. Help me carry faith into ordinary moments. Let peace guard my home, my thoughts, my sleep, my decisions, and my relationships. Let my family feel the difference in me. Let my home become lighter. Let hope return to places where tension has lived too long. This matters more than many people know. Because when peace enters a person, even their surroundings begin to change. Their words become softer, their choices become wiser, their eyes become clearer. And from that place, opportunities are easier to recognize and easier to receive. So if this message is speaking directly to your life, do not just listen like a spectator, receive it. Take it personally. Stay until the end, because the final words of this script are meant to leave you stronger than when you began. As change begins to appear in your life, remember that provision is not only for survival, it is also preparation. If help comes to you, if pressure lifts, if new income opens, then ask God to teach you how to carry that blessing well. Many people cry for change but are never taught how to walk in it. So say this: Lord, if you place provision in my hands, teach me wisdom, teach me gratitude, teach me restraint. Teach me how to build, how to save, how to give, how to use what I receive in ways that bring peace instead of chaos. Do not let me become careless. Do not let me forget the pain that taught me to pray. Make me generous. Make me wise. Make me someone who can help others when their night feels dark. Because there is a beautiful shift that happens when a person moves from only needing a miracle to becoming part of someone else's answered prayer. Maybe one day you will be the person who encourages the desperate. Maybe you will help carry someone through the same kind of season you once barely survived. That is how grace multiplies. That is how pain becomes purpose. That is how recovery becomes testimony. So do not think only about escape. Think about transformation. Think about the kind of person you are becoming through this journey. The miracle is not only in what comes to you, it is also in what is being built inside you. And if you can see that, then even this hard season will not be wasted. It will become part of the story God is writing through your life. Now let this final prayer become your personal commitment. Lord, Father of mercy, I place my whole future in your hands. I give you my fears, my debts, my tired thoughts, my hidden tears, my restless nights, and every burden I have tried to carry alone. I believe you are able to do more than I can imagine. I believe you can open doors I cannot force open. I believe you can bring provision in ways I cannot predict. I believe you can renew my spirit, steady my mind, and restore hope to my home. From this day forward, I choose faith over fear. I choose peace over panic. I choose trust over despair. Lead me into a life that is not ruled by anxiety, but guided by your presence. Let my heart remain soft. Let my mind remain clear. Let my hands remain open. If blessing comes, make me humble. If waiting continues, make me strong. If a new door appears, give me courage to walk through it. If the answer comes slowly, help me remain steady. I thank you for every sign of grace already moving toward me. I thank you for the help I cannot yet see. I thank you that this is not the end of my story. And I thank you that even now something is shifting. So I will keep praying. I will keep believing. I will keep walking. And when the answer comes, I will remember who carried me through the night. If you made it to this point, hold on to this. The story is still unfolding. The answer may be closer than it feels, and one sincere moment of faith can begin a change that lasts far beyond today.